The airport hummed with the usual chaos. Rolling suitcases, overhead announcements, impatient travelers. But in the middle of that noise stood 12-year-old Amina, clutching her backpack so tightly her knuckles turned white. Today was a big day. She was flying first class for the first time in her life. Not because she was rich, not because her family could afford it, but because she had won an academic scholarship trip to a national science competition. Her school raised donations. The airline sponsored her seat. She had studied for months. This trip meant hope, a future, a chance. But she had no idea. Someone on that plane was about to try to take that hope away. Boarding the plane, Amina stepped onto the aircraft, smiling nervously. The first-class section gleamed. Wide seats, warm lights, polished trays. Passengers stared. Some smiled politely. Others just stared too long. Amina kept her gaze low and went to her seat. But then, Ms. Karen, the senior flight attendant, walked over. Tall, perfect uniform, forced smile. "Sweetheart," she said, loudly enough for others to hear. "Are you sure you're in the right section?" Amina swallowed. "Yes, ma'am. 3A. Karen's smile vanished. She leaned closer. "This seat costs more than most people make in a week. First class is for premium passengers." Amina held out her boarding pass with shaking hands. Karen's eyes narrowed. She didn't apologize. She just walked away. But she wasn't done. The smell incident. 20 minutes later, while Amina tried to open her science textbook, Karen returned holding a small spray bottle. "Sweetie," she announced loudly, "I'm going to freshen this area a little." Without asking, without warning, she sprayed air freshener directly toward Amina's face. Passengers gasped. Amina coughed. "Ma'am, why?" Karen crossed her arms. "You have a strong odor. First-class passengers expect a certain standard." Amina froze. She had showered that morning. Used her best soap. She knew she didn't smell. This wasn't about a smell. This was about her. Her skin. Her clothes. Her being a young black girl in a place Karen thought she didn't belong. A woman across the aisle whispered, "Oh my God, poor child." A man shook his head, but stayed silent. Amina tried not to cry. She couldn't cause a scene. She needed this trip too badly. But then, a voice behind them spoke. A deep, calm, authoritative voice. The passenger who saw everything. "Excuse me," the man said, standing up. He was tall, wearing a simple hoodie, nothing flashy. Karen snapped, "Sir, this is first class. Please remain seated." He ignored her. He stepped forward and gently knelt beside Amina. "What's your name?" he asked softly. Amina," she whispered. "I saw what you did," he said. "You didn't do anything wrong." Amina's eyes filled with tears, not a sadness this time, but relief. Karen scoffed. "Sir, this child was causing discomfort to passengers." The man raised a hand, silencing her. "Enough," he said. "I'm documenting everything. You sprayed a minor in the face without cause." Karen's jaw dropped. "And who do you think you are?" The other passengers watched closely now. He calmly pulled out his digital ID. "My name is Captain Elias Carter," he said, "and I'm the head of flight crew operations for this airline." The cabin went dead silent. Karen's face turned pale. Justice at 30,000 feet. Captain Elias crossed his arms. "I'm rerouting another attendant to first class. You are removed from passenger service for the remainder of the flight." Karen stuttered. But it's not up for debate." Passengers applauded quietly. Amina looked stunned. Elias knelt again beside her. "Amina, are you okay? You didn't deserve any of that." I just wanted to go to my competition," she whispered. "You still will." He stood and addressed the entire cabin. "No discrimination will be tolerated on any aircraft under my command. Every passenger, no matter their age or race, deserves respect." A passenger across the aisle wiped a tear. Landing and aftermath. When they landed, Elias walked with Amina all the way to the terminal. A representative from the airline waited. Karen stood behind them, shaking. Elias handed the representative his tablet. "All footage from a flight is uploaded. Handle this appropriately." Karen tried to apologize. "Amina, sweetie." Elias stepped between them. "No, she doesn't owe you forgiveness." Karen was escorted away by airline staff. Amina looked up at Elias. Thank you. Nobody has ever stood up for me like that. He smiled. You're going to be someone important. People like me just help clear your path. He handed her a sleek envelope. What's this? She asked. A scholarship fund from the airline. We want to sponsor your education all the way through college. Amina gasped. Why? Because you earned your place in first class and in life. Ending message. Never judge someone by who they are, what they look like, or where they come from. Kindness and courage can change someone's life. And sometimes the world rewards those who rise above hate.